Ja, herzlich willkommen zu einer neuen Ausgabe SI Talk und bei mir habe ich heute eine ganz andere Firma, meine erste Cannabis-Marihuana-Firma. Ich habe eigentlich fast schon nicht mehr geglaubt, dass ich ein Interview mit einer Firma so hinbekomme, was mich ja absolut wundert, weil Cannabis und Marihuana ist eigentlich der hotteste Sektor und wir haben von IAW Press, glaube ich, sicher 10 Kunden, die Marihuana machen ja, mich hat es gewundert, dass ich kein Meeting mit den Leuten zustande gekriegt habe. Heute ist es mir gelungen und zwar habe ich bei mir den CEO Rob Gietl.
Genau.
German name is a German name. He understands everything, but yeah, that's dangerous for me too. So I must take care what I say in German. The company is MYM Nutraceuticals.
MYM Nutraceuticals.
Nutraceuticals.
Yes, MYM Nutraceuticals.
Nutraceuticals is a strange word.
Yeah.
It is normally you have nutrascience, but
That's
nutraceuticals comes from the food sector.
From the nutrition and pharmaceutical.
Yeah, pharmaceutical
side. Yeah.
Nutrition is even pharmaceutical makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. And next to me is daneben is a co-founder der Company, Erick. Wird auch in Zukunft sich noch stärker bei der Company engagieren. Er ist der Gründer oder Co-Gründer. Und ja, gehen wir mal rein. Ich kenne die Company sehr wenig, aber nach dem Interview sicher mehr. Thank you for your time. To me, you're the co-founder and you're the CEO. You are running more the financials and he make more the corporate development.
Yes.
I think so. Is this the right explanation?
Very fair,
Yes.
yeah.
Great. I look at a little bit on your website and it is very interesting for me. And I said in my German introduction, you are my first marijuana cannabis company that I make an interview of it. And this is for me really unusual. And marijuana and cannabis is the hottest market. Not only here in Canada, not only in the US, also in Europe. And when you look on the stock market, which company have the most following or most discussions are marijuana shares. Yeah. But you are not one of the growers. You are very different business model. Totally. What you said before, it's come from nutri and pharmaceutical.
That's
so.
Right.
Can you explain it a little bit in a nutshell that the people understand it? What is your focus?
Want me to take that one?
Sure,
Okay.
I don't mind. Yeah. Originally, our focus was going to be a farmer, basically
a grower,
so to speak.
Yeah.
In the marijuana field.
But this is sometimes tough to get a license.
It's been a long time. It actually took us up until now. We went public in 2014, and we actually had an application in the process. What happened was, it took too long, and we didn't want to carry on through the process, carrying on bills, overhead. So we put our application on the shelf and went a different angle. And we went for a late stage application, which was in distress, that needed financial help. We found this one in Laval, Quebec, and here we are jumping 4 stages to the finals, the last one before the final approval of the license. So we're literally at stage 6 of 7. And at that point, again, we're now a farmer, but not having to spend as much time and money getting to that point. Also, on the other side, we're a nutraceuticals in a sense because we have different products that we're developing, branding, that being a hemp med product right now, which is now a CBD and
CBD, for the better understanding, is the
cannabis oil.
Is more the medical side of them.
Sure.
And
yeah,
the THC is
the recreational side.
Right.
So there's no psychoactive for the CBD. Strictly medical.
You coming up a few weeks ago that you take over a company.
Yep.
They have still revenue and they are in this medical
CBD. Yep.
CBD
exactly.
sector. And you coming up also 1 month later that of the first month of restructuring, the revenue is going up 35%. So what the company doing and what do you expect from this company?
So it's a CBD company that essentially produces a variety of different products. We have a number of skewers, approximately 24, that derive everything from drops to creams and emollients that can help a variety of different ailments, and their sales, since we've acquired them and helped them fall under our umbrella, as you had mentioned, have been climbing substantially month over month.
What we can expect in the next, the past is always good, but the future is better. So what can we expect in the next 3 to 6 months from the company? You are still looking for acquisition, or what's going on the growers front? What's
Sure.
The expectations for new product lines, new companies that will fit into our portfolio to help expand our reach, we're in constant search for that. As long as it fits into what we're doing and where we see the market growing. The opportunities there are many and vast, and it's really about aligning ourselves with the correct ones so that we can develop it in a way that is understood and easily still maintained and operated to grow moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
I think I can add to that too. Well descripted too by Rob. But as we mentioned before, we started out as farmers, and now we're waiting for our last step into getting our approval. We want to also create for the shareholders a revenue stream. We want to create money currently, not just wait for this license to go through. So in doing that, as Rob said, we're under our umbrella, we're bringing in other companies that actually have revenues currently and have assets.
And the most problem, what I saw by the most companies, they have no really the cash to execute the business plan. And it looks like that the last acquisition was exactly this, that, and you mentioned this in the press release, that without the money they cannot go with the expansion what they want. And this is the nugget. Bring me to the financial structure.
Financial structure.
How many shares are outstanding, and what is the roughly what the management teams hold in the stock?
Fully diluted, there's 84 million shares. That's including the warrants, obviously, and the stock options. The management, inner circle management team have about 30%.
Mm-hmm. How much cash you have?
We have about $500,000 in the bank right now.
So that sounds for me that you may be looking for more money?
Yes, we will be.
Can you say when the next private placement will be run, or is it still running?
There is a private placement that we just closed, to be honest with you. But of course, with the new companies that we have currently, we will be doing another private placement in the very near future. Probably in less than 2 weeks, we'll announce another private placement.
Maybe then is exactly the time when we publish this go public, that maybe you make an announcement that you make a new private placement.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, that means that this money you need then to grow, make more acquisition, help the existing companies to going forward and execute the business plans.
Yep.
In general, one private question to the marijuana cannabis sector. Mm-hmm. It's really unbelievable. I think on every corner you find a new company, cannabis, marijuana company.
Sure.
Is this not a little bit too much? Do you think that we're coming up to consolidation? What is really your personal feeling about the cannabis sector?
Within Canada alone, we feel that it's nowhere near going to meet current capacity. Even if all of the producers currently produce at full capacity, it's still going to take a period of time before they can meet expectations of requirements for volume. So even to continue for Health Canada to expand the growers and the products, and with the growth of all of these smaller companies that are opening up in dispensary form, there's still not going to be enough for a while to meet the demand.
Wow, I don't realize this.
Yeah.
I always expect that there's too many growers there, and you cannot smoke all this stuff what they produce.
Well, it's funny, Canopy just came out with, they're now a $2 billion company. You got to think there's 42 licensed producers that are out there right now, and those are all selling to strictly medical patients. Recreational is starting July 2018, as mentioned by Pierre.
This is a
by
much
Justin Trudeau.
bigger market.
A way bigger market. So if they're struggling right now to meet the medical field, you can just imagine recreational opening up, how much more necessary these other licensed producers will be.
I'm a strong believer and also pro legalization marijuana than cannabis, and marijuana was one of the biggest pain. I have not the English word for them, so that the pain medicals in the early days.
Early days, yeah.
And when you see some articles and things, and you see the positive side. Not most people, when you think on cannabis, they think on the but this is not the real world.
No.
And for them, is I think it's really a health development. Guys, thank you for the time. I think next time I come over in 3, 4, 5 months. So maybe you have time again. Then we can meet up, set up a new meeting, interview, and then we can see what's happened.
Perfect. Absolutely, get an update and see where we're going from there.
Perfekt. Ja, das war mein erstes Interview mit einer Cannabis-Marihuana-Firma. Und ja, was macht die Firma? Einerseits sind sie zwar auch Growers, also die Pflanzen aufziehen, also Farmers, aber ihnen fehlt noch der letzte Teil der Genehmigung. Das weiß ich von vielen Companies, da gibt es extreme Probleme, das dauert teilweise 2, 3 Jahre, bis das genehmigt wird. Health Canada kommt da einfach nicht nach, die ganzen Lizenzen auszustellen. Sie haben aber ihr Businessmodell in den letzten Jahren adaptiert, nehmen jetzt Companies rein, deswegen auch der Sektor in Pharmazeutika, dass man reingeht. Das heißt, dass man auf das CBD, also auf diesen also auf den medizinischen Teil, das CBD ist für den medizinischen Sektor, das THC ist das, was high macht, dass man sich dort darauf konzentriert, haben erst vor 2 Monaten also eine Firma übernommen, die auch Liquiditätsprobleme gehabt hat. Die haben sie übernommen, haben im ersten Monat, nachdem sie die übernommen haben, nachdem sie auch Geld zur Verfügung gestellt haben, hat die ihren Businessplan ausarbeiten können, die Umsätze um 35% gesteigert. Also das schaut so aus, wie wenn das auch aufgehen würde. Sie wollen diesen Sektor verstärken, sozusagen, dass man nicht nur auf einem Bein steht, sondern auf mehrere Beine steht. Und ich habe dann nach der Aktienstruktur auch gefragt. Aktienstruktur ist so, dass, glaube ich, 82 oder 84 Millionen Aktien draußen sind. Das Management hält mit 30%, finde ich, einen sehr, sehr hohen Anteil. Das ist sehr positiv zu sehen. Und Finanzierung wird wahrscheinlich, wenn Sie das Interview live sehen, wird eine Finanzierung angekündigt worden sein. Das wollen Sie auch deswegen machen, damit Sie mit den übernommenen Firmen, die Sie jetzt gemacht haben, den Businessplan voll durchziehen können sozusagen. Und da brauchen Sie einfach das neue Geld. Und das ist ganz logisch, dass das dementsprechend gemacht wird. Ich habe dann, meine Abschlussfrage war generell zum Cannabis-Marihuana-Markt selber. Sind nicht viel zu viele Firmen da draußen? Wird es da nicht eine Konsolidierung geben? Und sie haben dann gesagt, naja, eigentlich ist es so, dass nach jetzigen Berechnungen diese, 42 Lizenzen, die bis jetzt gegeben worden sind, wahrscheinlich gerade ausreichen, um den Bedarf des medizinischen Cannabis zu decken. Aber wenn dann, glaube ich, Mitte 2018 dann die generelle Legalisierung von Cannabis kommt, also auch für den Freizeitbereich, dann wird es hoffnungslos zu wenige Pharmafirmen geben, die das dementsprechend produzieren können. Also spannende Sache. Ich glaube an den Sektor sowieso, weil ich bin auch pro Legalisierung, vor allem auch von dem medizinischen Teil. Wenn man sich manche Studien da anschaut, was für Möglichkeiten das da bestehen und wie das auf natürliche Weise auch genutzt werden kann, das ist schon unglaublich. Und von daher bin ich echt gespannt, was die Company so in 3 bis 6 Monaten, weil ich das nächste Mal wieder vorbeikomme, so alles gemacht hat, wie sie sich entwickelt hat und wie die Zukunft dann ausschaut. Das war's vom Vancouver, Mai 2017. Mai haben wir noch. MYM Nutraceuticals. Yeah, we do it. Thank you. Tschüss und Baba.